I'm from Korea, and for the next few minutes, I will be talking about mindfulness and what is beyond the current mindfulness culture. But first, allow me to introduce myself. I work as a business developer in a space of well-being, and I'm also an academic researcher investigating our attention problems in the digital age. And yes, I practice meditation because if I don't, I sometimes feel like this. Okay, so what I want to talk about is pretty straightforward. First, I will talk about our modern life challenges and mindfulness as a response to that. And second, I will talk about the origin of mindfulness, like where it came from. And third, I will talk about my further exploration in mindfulness and a conclusion after that. Lastly, I'll end with some practical tools and tips that I want to share with you guys today. Have you guys heard of information fatigue syndrome? Do you guys have bulging email inboxes and notifications every day? Gloria Mark, whom I'm citing her work for my thesis, says that our attention span is getting shorter and shorter every year. She also says that we self-interrupt more than ever, and we also switch screens about every 40 seconds. I sometimes witness myself doing the same thing, and perhaps these trends are the ingredients that fuel the widespread of mindfulness to cope with constantly feeling distracted and overloaded. Okay, so where did mindfulness come from? Jon Kabat-Zinn is considered as a godfather who brought mindfulness into Western societies from back in the 70s. And if you search him, you will learn that he was taught by two great Buddhist teachers. One, a Vietnamese monk called Thich Nhat Hanh, and another monk called Seung Sahn from Korea. John later invented mindfulness-based stress reduction framework, or known as MBSR, and this is melted in mindfulness-related products and tools that we know. What I really liked about his work is that he circularized and scientificized mindfulness so that it can fit into the palette of modern people. Speaking of Thich Nhat Hanh and Seung Sahn, I guess I kind of wanted to go to the core. The left picture is me with other monks waiting to see Thich Nhat Hanh, who is now 93 years old. And the right picture is me at a temple called Hwagesa, where Seung Sahn established an international Zen center in the 90s. And you can see how happy I was just by being there. As part of my further exploration, I took my first 10-day Vipassana meditation course in Burma about 8 years ago, and I tried to take it once a year. Yuval Noah Harari, who's the author of *Sapiens* and *Homo Deus*, says that he's been practicing it for 15 years now. And I've been just hanging out with monks from different countries. Now, at this point, you may be thinking I'm a Buddhist, but I want to say that I'm not, because I never saw Buddhism as a religion. If anything, it's been teaching me how to live this life skillfully, and maybe a skillful way to die as well. On the other end of the spectrum, this was at a participant-driven unconference related to mindfulness and technology, and my session was called Quantify Self as a Way to Understand No Self. Did I get any answers? No, not really, but I had great discussions with others, and I'm still looking into it. So if anybody's interested in this topic, please let me know. I would be thrilled to talk about it more. So now, we're coming to the conclusion. Mindfulness is very much in fashion, and it's a buzzword. I surely believe it's doing more good than harm, but it seems that the current narrative around mindfulness is married to achievement-oriented culture, like it's just another task to check off from a long to-do list. Or sometimes we expect immediate gratification after 10-minute audio-guided meditation, and use it as a mantra to believe that we are automatically happier afterwards. I dare to say it's much bigger than just another coping mechanism to our busy modern life. And if we allow ourselves to deepen the understanding of mindfulness and other surrounding Buddhist teachings, it won't be just about zenning out as a fashion or a spiritual ego, but a radical way to hack the perception of self and the world around us. And that's the evolution of mindfulness that we can all look forward to. Thank you guys so much for listening to me. And these are some tools that I use. I use Rescue Time to track my activities on the screen. I use Self-Control app to simply block certain websites while I'm deeply working. And I'm working with a company called TimeSpace, where the team is innovating in the space of mindful focus and deep work. Lastly, I use grayscale function on my phone because it helps me to recalibrate my brain into the original task faster. So if you guys want to know more about deep work or other tools, please come by our stand and we'll be happy to talk to you guys. Thank you.